I'm actually going to use the mic just because after last night I lost my voice, so please stand with me. So, you ready? So, this is really hard to do, and when I was asked to do it in 2 minutes, I had to really write and think exactly what I wanted to say. My name is Scott Guttentag. I'm a counselor and the activities director right now at Dos Pueblos High School. A little over 27 years ago, I met the inductee, Steve Meister, that I am here to honor. When I was first asked to honor Steve Meister, I thought there was no way I could possibly be worthy to present to the man that made DP the place it is, filled with love and culture. Steve was the very first staff person I met. He was so generous and welcoming as he took me around the entire school, gave me tales of what DP is all about, from grease ball to air bands to International Day and the famous chicken launch against the Dons. But what amazed me most was his calm demeanor and the obvious love that everyone, including the students, had for him. As we walked by everyone, I don't think there was one teacher, staff person, or student that he did not greet, and more importantly, they all greeted him back with a smile and a "Hey, Meister." I can honestly say that Steve Meister is the heart and soul of DP culture, of making everyone feel welcome, and that everyone feels like a Charger when they're with Steve.
Oh!
He did some research. He began at DP as a student teacher in 1968 and 69, hired as a history teacher and coach in the 70s, and eventually handed the job of student activities, which is truly what he is all about. In that student activities is the common element that everyone can share and be a part of. Whether you're an athlete, performer, part of a club or an organization, or just a student, when you are at DP and activities are happening, everyone is welcome, and it's built on the culture that I've seen throughout the 27 years I am at DP. Steve was a colleague of mine, but more than anything, he was a mentor to so many. He treated students and staff fairly, and 99% of the time, he handled situations calmly and with care and concern. In my time working with Steve, which was about 13 years together, I think I saw him get angry and raise his voice less than 10 times. And trust me, when he did, it was quick and it was to the point. But most important, it came with both love and concern for the student and person that he was working with. There is so much to say about Steve and so much love and stories that one can share. However, what I'd like Steve to know is that the day he handed over student activities and ASB to me in 1994, my goal and focus has been to not lose the culture, fun, and inclusiveness for students and staff. I spend every day in activities putting myself in check on how would Meister do this, or how can this situation be handled in a way that models the man who made DP the place it is. So thank you, Steve. Or more appropriately, Meister. Tonight and the past 50 years that have instilled love and culture are all based on who you are. Thanks for being an amazing mentor in my life. I could not have asked for a better role model. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Steve Meister, the man, the myth, a Charger legend.
The best decision I ever made was to ask Scott to join me in activities, and he certainly carried whatever I did on and further than I ever dreamed. Thank you, Scott, for all you do. I really appreciate it. I really am humbled by this honor. I do too want to thank the foundation and the committee, Sean Carey and her staff, and all of you have worked so hard to pull off this 50th anniversary. In my 31 years here, I was never able to do anything near this. You guys did a remarkable job. Thank you. As Scott said, I first came to Dos Pueblos in 1968 as a student teacher. In fact, one of my teachers is here, Bill Trimble. Bill, he was my master teacher and our first track coach. One of my first memories, it's not one of my favorites, is driving up Glen Annie Road one day. The first couple of weeks I was here at school, and I had my old Ford convertible, looking good, driving up, and all of a sudden I saw red lights in the back, and I got anyway, long story short, I got a ticket at Glen Annie. Happened to be the same time that all the student buses were coming to school. It didn't seem funny at the time. I got a lot of cheers, Mr. Meister, way to go, all of this type of thing. It was quite an experience. I wondered, what in the world did I get myself into? However, after becoming a staff member in 1970, I realized how fortunate I was and what a special place I had landed in. Luckiest man in the world. A large, comprehensive high school in the late 70s. We did have, Dick said 2,700. I thought it was 2,800. We had lots of kids. We had 8 classes throughout the day. If you can imagine, we had 300 to 400 students floating each period that weren't in class. So we had a lot of activities that we had to work on to keep everybody going. In order for it to be successful, you have to have all the components working together. It became clear to me that DP was a place that truly cared about all of its students. With great students, supportive parents, and staff dedicated to serving them, we had the flexibility, and that's a key word in those days, to meet the needs of each individual student. There really was someone for everyone. In my case, I was surrounded by remarkably gifted staff members and parents. We were like a large family. There were, of course, difficult times, as there are in anything worthwhile. Yet we worked together, and we really grew in the process. On the lighter side, one of these difficult times, another vehicle story. 2 of my most trusted students wanted to help me by working on my old Chevy pickup I had at the time. They assured me that they would make it hum. I thanked them, and I went on with my day. Later that day, another student ran in and said, Mr. Meister, I saw your truck out in the lemon orchard. I go, nah. Sure enough, I go out there and I see the red and white truck full of kids bouncing through the trees. I asked my trusted mechanics, what's going on? Well, Mr. Meister, we got it humming. We're just taking it for a test drive. And they sure did. This next statement is true. I really wish I'd written a book about my 30 years in Dos Pueblos High School and the funny anecdotes of all my different interactions with students. Amazing stuff. I just lay in bed at night sometimes thinking about it and just fall asleep laughing. I will keep it short, Sean. Again, I thank you. A special thanks to my wife. Now it's been, 51 years. Linda. And I want also to thank 2 of my sons, Jeff and David, who are here. And my baby brother, Bruce, who is here somewhere. May DP continue to serve this community for the next 50 years as it has the first 50 years. And in the words of Casey and Alex, go Chargers. Thank you.